What's going on, guys? Dr. Ironbat Prime 2.0 here, and or know if you know me very well. And as you clicked on this video, well, I'm about to answer the question that is on this video. Well, why is Batman my favorite superhero, and what makes him the best superhero? Because I'm doing this to, in a way, wrap up the 80 years of Batman this past year. Because if you've been following my channel, this past year has been the 80 years of Batman, and each month I've been doing, well, Batman-related videos. And if you haven't seen any, or if you've missed out on some, link is down below, so feel free to check them out, well, right after, well, this video. And as most of you know, and it is no secret that Batman is my favorite superhero of all time, hence me wearing the shirt, well, the hat, shirt, and, well, having a little Batman stuffed animal just for fun. But let's go ahead and talk about this, about everything about Batman, because why the heck not, and it's what I want to do. And, well, but first, here's a quick history lesson about Batman. As most of you know, Batman was created in May of the year 1939 in Detective Comics. He was created by comic book writer Bob Kane and his helper, Bill Finger. Yeah, that's what drove fans into wanting to read comic books about Batman. I mean, they were interested in the character, they were interested in what he does. There was just a lot of things that were interesting about him that fans wanted to know more, and it was all thanks to Bob Kane and Bill Finger. Then sometime in the year 1966, that was when Batman got his own TV show, with Adam West taking up the cape and cowl and Robin being played by actor Burt Ward. And then sometime later on, that was when they got their own movie on the big screen. Yeah, I mean, I really enjoy that show. I mean, I don't love it, but I really do like it, and I enjoy watching it. It's literally like an honorable mention of TV shows I love watching. Then sometime in the 1970s, that was when comic book reading became a serious thing, comics started getting darker, and Batman became, well, a lot more of a darker tone that we all know today. But even at the time, that was when Batman became a founding member and one of the original members of the Justice League, and the only human member of the DC Trinity, which consisted of Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman, with him being, again, the only human member of the team. Yeah, it was that was like when more superheroes came in, and there was some things happening here and there with comic books, and that was when Batman went a tad bit more darker, but in a good way, and in a way, it became the Batman that we all know and love. Then in the year 1989, that was when we first got our first dark tone Batman movie, simply titled The Batman, with Michael Keaton taking up the cape and cowl, and again giving us our first dark tone Batman, directed and created by the great Tim Burton. I mean, if you're a Batman fan, you have to see that movie, because, I mean, come on. I find it classy, I find it good. If you're in any way of a diehard Batman fan, you gotta watch that show. I mean, movie. I mean, it's worth a watch, so come on. Even if you're not a comic book fan, worth a watch. I mean, sure, it might be a little cheesy, but that's just because it was in the 80s and 90s. And it didn't have the technology yet, but it was a really good movie. Then sometime later, the Batman fans finally got Batman the Animated Series, which became one of the best shows ever made. I'll admit, Batman the Animated Series is my jam. It's one of my favorite TV shows. I really enjoy all the action. It's a must-watch for any fan of Batman. Like, it's where most of our favorite Batman-related things came from. It's basically like what makes one of the reasons and things that makes Batman what he is today. Because I mean, the show got like 2 movies up on the big screen, won so many awards. It went on for years, and it just still holds a place in my heart and every other diehard Batman fan's hearts if you're a fan of that show. It is also responsible for giving us shows like Batman Beyond, 2005's The Batman, Batman the Brave and the Bold, and Beware the Batman, and many more Batman-related shows to come in the future. I'll admit, none of those shows can live up to Batman the Animated Series, but they're ones that I like, they're ones I enjoy. And if it weren't for Batman the Animated Series, we wouldn't have those Batman-related shows. But I find them good and interesting and worth a watch. So if you're a Batman fan, you gotta watch them. Then sometime in the 2000s, that was when Christian Bale took the Batman cape and cowl and gave us our first realistic tone and darker tone of being Batman, created by Christopher Nolan, aka the guy who gave us the Dark Knight trilogy of Batman. Yeah, Bale gave us, well, a very realistic tone of Batman movie. I mean, in other words, more realistic, more of like real world Batman. Because, I mean, that's the thing. Batman doesn't have superpowers, so they don't need to CGI everything every, like, 2 minutes in a superhero movie. Then later on, that was when we got Ben Affleck, or as us fans and I like to call him, the Batfleck, giving us, a very comic book-like Batman and the starring of the DCEU. I'll admit, he is hands down my favorite Batman if you've been watching my channel, because, I really enjoyed, like, all the movies he's in. He's probably the best part of the DCEU. But it's sad and bummed that he ended up quitting. But overall, I find his Batman to be dark, brooding, and my favorite. And now, later on in the future, that's where Robert Pattinson's gonna come in, and he's gonna take the cape and cowl and become the next Batman. But I'm still 50-50 on him being Batman, but I will hold all my judgment until I see him in the costume, see him in action, and the movie's gonna be directed by Matt Reeves. So I think they could put something together with a Batman-related movie. So good luck to both of you guys. Good luck, Pattinson, on being Batman. But Batman's not just famous for like comic books and TV shows and movies. He's also famous for his other character developments. And by that, I mean character developments on, like, villains. We are talking about villains like Bane, Catwoman, Mr. Freeze, Two-Face, and even the Joker, who's the most popular supervillain and most iconic supervillain ever made. Those are, like, some of the most popular supervillains in comic books. They're enjoyable, they're insane, they're really cool. Come on. These are, like, villains that anyone would love and enjoy. And not to mention, he is also responsible for creating his sidekicks and partners in crime and other characters that are Batman related that I am a fan of. Batman's given us characters like Dick Grayson, who would later become Robin, and then Nightwing, Jason Todd, who would become the second Robin, and the Red Hood, and Barb Gordon, who became Oracle and Batgirl. And some of them are actually they're actually my favorite characters, like besides Batman himself. Yeah, besides Batman himself, they're like my other favorite characters in the DC universe. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure you can figure out why they're my favorites besides, well, Batman just creates them. But finally, let's get to, well, the main topic of this video, because that was just stuff, and, well, all that was just fun stuff I wanted to talk about Batman. What makes Batman so iconic? What makes him my favorite superhero? Why is he my favorite superhero? And in my opinion, why is he number one and considered to be the best superhero ever made? He's been known to do a lot of things, but what makes this billionaire playboy want to be Batman? I think he's my favorite superhero because, let's be honest. While most of our favorite superheroes are gods, demigods, superhuman beings, aliens, while most of our favorite superheroes are like those, Batman is the one who stands out as just a normal billionaire playboy who just uses his money and, well, his own strength, body, and will to fight crime and help others. He doesn't have superpowers. He relies on skills, everything that he's got. Batman just stands up as a hero saying, hey, even if you don't have superpowers, that doesn't mean you're worthless. You could still be a hero. You could still help others. When we were kids, like super young, we dreamed of flying, having super strength, running at the speed of light, having powers. But now that we're older, we now realize we can't. But thanks to Batman, he's a hero that stands out. He's the reason, well, I'm into comics. He's kind of the reason, in a way, I wish I could be him. We all want to be him. I mean, Batman just stands out. In my opinion, he just stands out to be number one when it comes to being superheroes. And I'll admit, he's not just my favorite superhero, he's my idol, my favorite character in all of fiction. I mean, anything Batman related, I'll just go for it. It's just my thing. Because, I mean, I'm just here to celebrate the 80 years of one of the few most iconic characters in fiction. And yeah, that's everything I could say about this video. Thank you all for listening. Thank you all for watching. I really hope you loved and enjoyed this video of mine. And I'll admit, I am sad and bummed that this is like the last of the 80 years of Batman videos that I've done this past year. I mean, I'll admit, this won't be my last Batman themed video. There will be more coming in the future. I just don't know when yet, but I really hope you all loved and enjoyed this one because I had fun, I had a blast doing this. Maybe I'll do it again later in the future, but I'll admit, it just saddens my heart that it's the 80 years of Batman wrapping up. But just for fun, I did, in the links down below, I do have some Batman videos that I have been a fan of that came out this past year and everything. And they just, well, they're just worth a watch. I mean, if you're a Batman fan, please watch them. And it would be really awesome if you check them out. And that's everything that I could say about this video. And check out all my other Batman videos I did this past year. Link is down below. So don't forget, follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, and CosplayMino. That's all my social media names right here. Don't forget to hit subscribe down there if you haven't subscribed to the channel already. Hit the bell so you're notified whenever I upload a video. And hit some comments and tell me some Batman related stuff if you want. And I'm always reading comments here and there. And hit the thumbs up so I know you like this video or even love it. And till next time, guys. Well, I'll see you all in my next video. And just to say this one last time, happy 80th anniversary and happy 80 years and happy birthday to the Dark Knight himself, Batman. Hope you had a good 80 years, Batman. Keep continuing to be awesome and continue to be my hero, my idol, and what got me in comics in the first place.